Oh, a testaroonie, a testing. Oh, exciting stuff. Good work. Here we go. Running right into it. A river runs through it. A river runs through it. Guys, guess what? Surprise. Surprise. Big surprise. Big news. Big news. Bonus episode. Bonus exciting episode. You weren't expecting one bit even. Not even one bit, but here we are. Zooming right along in this little extra video. Why? Because yesterday's episode was so serious, so dang serious, and I thought, what do the people want? They want Taylor at his silliest, not at his seriousest, at his silliest. That's what you guys want, right? That's why you come around the corner, come around to Taylor Neely Corner, come to see me be silly, cause a ruckus in my own presence. Hey, how's it going? I hope you're doing all right. How's it going out there? Is everyone doing all right? It's a little bit of an Elvis impression for you for the holidays. I don't know if you knew this about Elvis, but big on the holidays. A big holiday man. Him loved the holidays. Every Christmas he'd gather all his friends around his Las Vegas themed fireplace and sing him a song. It'd go a little bit like this. Oh my love, I love, I'm a freak in the sheets and a freak in the streets. I don't differ between the sheets and the streets and the freaks and the sheets. Home. So, my neighbors just got home. It scares me when my neighbors are home. I don't want them to hear. They're going inside. And maybe they were listening to me talk. But it's all right. It's over. The panic is over. The panic is done. There's no reason for me to panic any longer. Hey, how's it going out there? Everybody doing all right? Hope everybody's enjoying. I hope everyone's having a stellar day, a stellar night, a stellar. Hey, maybe you're like me and you're recently up on cocaine or methamphetamine all night, huh? Maybe that's you. If that's you, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Just do all the things you do. You do it for the other YouTube channels. Do it for mine. Come on, cut me some slack, okay? This is Cut Me Some Slack Part 2. This is the first, yesterday was Seriously Cut Me Some Slack. Now this is Silly Cut Me Some Slack. Just cut me a little bit of slack. There's some nonsense going on in the hallway out there, but nevertheless, she persisted. Nevertheless, she moves on. But yeah, we're taking it. Yesterday, we took we were serious. We really let you know where I've been at, and where I'm at now is great. And I'm going to be honest with you, there's some flies in my apartment, little ones, like fruit flies or the little ones. They're not big. I saw the biggest fly at my uncle's house the other day, and he was fat. He'd been eating. That boy had been eating good. I mean, I don't know what my uncle feeds his flies, but this fly had clearly been chowing down on something tasty. He'd clearly been eating his fair share of the buffet. He'd been going back for seconds and thirds. This fly could barely fly. He could barely flutter those little wings and cruise around my uncle's house. He was bound for 6 feet under. He was bound to be put in the dirt. That fly was going to be put in the dirt any minute now, because flies. The internet says flies live for 24 hours, but really what the internet says is flies live for about 7 days. But I've had like one fruit fly flying around my apartment, and you know me, I don't have fruit in my apartment. I don't allow fruit in my apartment. I've been saying this for a while. I'm off fruit. I'm off vegetables. It's all meat and potatoes for me. Because meat and potatoes are good for you. That's where the most nutrients you will find are. I do drink green juice. I drink bulletproof green juice because athletic greens, I'm gonna be honest, don't take this the wrong way. It was $90 a month, and that's too much. Dude, this one is $40 a month, and that's more up my alley. I'm $40 nearly. I'm not $90 nearly. $90, that's almost $100. If you think I'm just tossing around $100 right now, I'm fresh off a relapse. I'm not spending $100. I don't have that kind of money right now. I only have $40 or something like that. Not irresponsibly. It's for my health. And if this were live, we would have a live guy that would make would smile and my teeth would go. For those just listening, I smiled, and that's when it goes kabling, like your teeth, like the light catches your teeth and it twinkles. It makes the twinkling sound. So, but yeah, we're just back to regular programming, having fun, having a good time, just talking about the important things that are happening in the world today, like Joe Biden's birthday. He turned 81. He's been on this earth for 81 years. Happy birthday, Mr. President. I hope it went well. You're doing a bad job. You stink. But hey, honestly, would anyone do any better? Would anyone do any better? And how can we be mad at him? He's so old. You can't be mad at Joe Biden. I'm mad at Jill Biden because she didn't say. Also, Jill, awfully close names. You ever think maybe Jill is just Joe in a wig? Have we even considered maybe Jill Biden is just Joe in a wig? Joe Biden is a doctor, right? If you're president, you're just automatically doctor of the United States. You get to be, if you're president, you get to do anything you want. So Joe Biden ought to be a Dr. Joe Biden as well. But if we ever thought maybe Jill Biden is just Joe Biden in a wig, and he has so many fumbles with his mouth, he makes so many mistakes, he falls down so much because he's so exhausted of pretending to be Jill Biden. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe our country would do a little bit better if our president was comfortable being himself. But no, he has to masquerade as his own wife, Dr. Jill Biden. That's what he has to do. Let's see where Jill Biden went to school. Huh? Let's see. Let's see where Jill Biden went to school. If we really think Jill Biden, First Lady of the United States, that's the first thing that comes up. Jill Tracy Jacobs Biden is an American educator who has been the First Lady of the United States since 2021. Well, it would be awfully weird if she had been the First Lady of the United States since 2015. That wouldn't make sense. We all know this. She was the Second Lady of the United States from 2000. Oh, that's right. That's right. It was Vice President Joe Biden. That's when Joe Biden was cool and no one cared. See, when you're vice president, no one cares. You're automatically cool and no one cares what you do. Dick Cheney shot his friend in the face, and his friend said, "I'm so sorry you shot me in the face." And Joe Biden, when Joe Biden was vice president, it was all just goofs and gas with him. And now that he's president, he has to take it seriously. And it would have been much better if he was president then. But here's the thing. I think there's so much. It seems like there's a little bit of corruption. That's what the internet is saying. That's what the news is saying. And I don't think really the Democratic Party doesn't want Joe Biden to run again, because that's why they're showing all this corruption stuff, because all this corruption happened before Joe Biden was even president, but now they covered it all up. You know, they cover it up. Get this piece of paper for that one. Oh, don't get this piece of paper in there. Oh, just cover it up. Just cover it up. Because that's how you cover up corruption at the level of white-collar crimes, is you just put a stack of papers on top of the paper that has the crime you did on it. But Joe Biden was much cooler when he was vice. He was always wearing those sunglasses. Man, being vice president is the coolest, easiest job in the United. How much does the vice president make? How much does the vice president salary? It is. You're kidding me. Vice president salary in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, that's not what I was asking. Of the United States salary. The vice president's salary is $235,000. That doesn't seem like enough to be vice president of the United States of America. That does not seem like the right amount of money to be president. And obviously, these people that are in government, they make a lot of money on doing business dealings that are a little bit shady. They're a little bit hiding under a tree that was at the park. They're covered in shade. They're not getting sunburnt. That's the kind of business dealings people in our government do. But honestly, do you blame them? No one wants to go into public service. You show me a happy crossing guard, and I'll show you a fish that can walk on both feet. You show me a happy baker, that's private sector. You show me a happy garbage men seem pretty happy. You show me a happy, I don't know. Actually, I think public service actually can be very fulfilling, but some people are in it for the wrong reason. And honestly, this is a public service. This is a podcast is one of the biggest public services you can do. So, a public service can be kind of fun. But Joe Biden is he's just too old at this point. That's the problem. And it's not fun anymore. You know, it was fun. I bet it was really fun when they were doing their illegal business dealings and making millions of dollars. What is Joe Biden's net worth? Joe Biden net worth. How much? Okay, well, Forbes has an article, and Forbes, the home is now, no, guys, you don't what is, how Joe, I mean, it's a $10 million fortune. Well, he's president of the United States, and you're allowed to just take people's money. You know how the police, if you get pulled over with you get pulled over with a band, 10 grand, you get pulled over with $10K cash in your car. The police can seize it because it's awfully suspicious to be driving with $10,000 in your car. No questions, not even no questions asked. It's literally just no questions asked. We're taking this money. That's what it is if you have $10,000 in your car. But being vice president is probably the best job because you're not president. You're not getting in trouble. You remember how much everyone loved Mike Pence? Everyone loved him. He was the coolest guy in the Trump cabinet. It is funny that they call it a cabinet, you know? Like, you know what? When I think of a cabinet, I think of going over to your house and sneaking a look inside of your medicine cabinet. What do you have? What do you have in your medicine cabinet? Some Prilosec OTC? Some Advil and Tylenol? You've got acetaminophen and ibuprofen. Whoa! You don't know what kind of pain you're about to have. You don't know what pain you're about to feel. They all kind of do the same thing. And honestly, if they do different things, I don't know what they are. I just know they treat mild to moderate pain. What else do you have in your cabinet here? I heard this story about how someone, every year, they would have a bunch of alcoholics and drug addicts over to their house. You know, sober ones like me right now in this very second. It's great. I'm grateful to be this. I'm glad I didn't die. But he would have like a party every year at his beach house, and he would fill his medicine cabinet full of marbles because one thing about alcoholics and addicts is they cannot help themselves from sneaking a peek in your medicine cabinet. They just simply cannot. It's hard not to. I want to see what's in there. I want to see what you're popping on a daily basis because odds are what you're going to have in there are just boring things like Q-tips and Advil, and for some reason you have the clear bottle of Advil and they're all the M&M looking ones. Those look way too tasty to just be Advil. You're telling me those aren't M&Ms. You're telling me the Advil with a candy coating on them isn't filled with chocolate, it's filled with ibuprofen. You're telling me that's what's in there. I'll be the judge of that. This tastes awful. This is bitter. This is the worst chocolate I've ever had. Ding. There's a spittoon in that bathroom because there's a rich person. I went over to a rich person's house. So, but being vice president seems like fun. I wonder what the most fun job in government is. Is there you see that one guy just won in Argentina, some far-right libertarian guy just won, and he's getting rid of all the useless jobs. You know, there's a balance to all of this, and there's a balance to being a good, I don't even know, person that works in the public eye, private and public sector. I don't know, man. I don't think I could do it. I never had any aspirations to do it. I never really had any aspirations. Deep down, I do have aspirations. I have goals. I have lofty goals. I have lofted goals. They're in an apartment that has an open floor plan, and then you walk up the stairs and my bedroom's up there, but it's all open. There's no walls in my apartment. I can't hide anywhere. There's no privacy. I hope I live by myself if I'm in a lofted apartment. Because you know, if you live in a lofted apartment with a partner or a friend, you are seeing all of each other all the time. You're going to have to put up like a privacy screen or something, like one of those Japanese privacy screens. Chinese, Japanese, dirty knees, look at these. You know, one of those. Vietnamese, Korean. You noticed that? Ever noticed that? Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, Korean. Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, Korean. Joe Biden in a wig. Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, Korean, Joe Biden in a wig. Maybe Joe Biden in a dog costume. Joe Biden has just been biting everyone. Maybe that's what it is, huh? You ever think about maybe it's just Joe Biden dressed up as a dog that's been biting everyone? No dog bites anyone that much. That's a man who wants to bite. That's a man who wants an excuse to bite his Secret Service agents. Joe Biden in a wig and Joe Biden in a dog costume. Joe Biden in a dog costume because one year he went for a dog as Halloween. He said, I could take advantage of this. I could take advantage of pretending to be my very own dog. But then while Joe Biden is in a wig and also dressed up as a dog at the same time and president of the United States, who is Hunter Biden really? Who is Hunter Biden? If Joe Biden is in a dog costume, wearing a wig, president of the United States, Joe Biden has been the one videotaping Hunter Biden smoke crack the whole time. Joe Biden has been the one holding the camera while Hunter Biden smokes crack the whole time. All Hunter Biden is a crack smoking influencer. That's all Hunter Biden is. That's all he's ever been. Because what's more fun? Doing shady business dealings with Burisma in the Ukraine, or you and your dad do a little father-son bonding. Hey son, hit this crack pipe on videotape. It's gonna be so funny. That's more like the Bidens. That's the Bidens I've come to know and see on the television. They can't, and this whole like he has a problem thing. I have a problem. You can't be worth $250 million if you have a problem. God doesn't let that happen. You smoke crack, God doesn't let you achieve your goals. God can see when you smoke crack and do hard drugs, and he said, this guy cannot make that kind of money because he will spend it on what? More crack cocaine. Maybe he'll switch over to meth because that's more economical. I don't know. Guys, we're fine. We're good. We're doing good. I swear to God, I've said that before. But this time I'm serious. This time I mean it. This time I'm on top of it. So, I mean, we've connected the dots. We've made our case. And what is the verdict? Is Joe Biden the president of the United States? Joe Biden the vice president of the United States? Kamala Harris is a mannequin. The dog, what's his name? Cooper Biden is biting everyone. Hunter Biden is hanging out on the beaches of Ukraine. Do they have beaches in Ukraine? They must. They must have beaches in Ukraine. Let's see. Let's go to the Visit Ukraine website. Visit Ukraine. Visit Ukraine. How to safely visit and travel to Ukraine. Maximum security in Ukraine. Insurance policy armor. Crossing the Ukrainian border. Insurance to visit Ukraine. lawyer on migration issues, safe tours in Ukraine, official merch visit, Ukraine train, bus, plane tickets, booking hotels in the Ukraine, rules for crossing the Ukraine, how to save. Martial law is in effect in Ukraine and air traffic has been suspended. However, the entry and exit of foreign citizens by land is allowed. Checkpoints on the border with Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, and Moldova are open and safe. Checkpoints with the Russia, Belarus, and Transnistria are closed. Now, why are we limiting ourselves? Maybe I accidentally, maybe I'm trying to recreate Evel Knievel and get shot out of a cannon through a big giant target. And maybe I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I overshoot the mark, okay? You know me, I'm always known to overdo things that are bad for me. And so say I overshoot the mark and I blast myself all the way over into Russia, and all of a sudden the brain trauma, I get a hankering to visit Ukraine, and you're telling me I walk over to the Ukraine-Russia border and I knock on the door, and they do the little sliding thing, and they're like, what's the password? Not bad Ukrainian accent. What is the password? Forget it. They're no accents. What's the password? I say, I didn't know there was a password. I'm pretending to be Evel Knievel. Can I come in? I want to see the beautiful beaches of the Ukraine. I have good news about Joe Biden and his wife. They're not going to let me in. They're not going to let me in. And this is why Russia invaded Ukraine, because Ukraine has excluded Russia from the party. Ukraine's been having a party for quite some time. The president is a comedian. He's an actor. Okay, you know actors, comedians. We like to party 100% of the time if we can. We want life to be a party constantly. That's the thing about me, is I want life to be a party constantly, on a constant basis. I want life to be a fun party. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to do work. Work feels like it's bad for me sometimes. Like today I was at work and I was so sleepy. And I got enough sleep last night. I went to bed at probably 1:30 and I got up at 8. That's 6 hours and 30 minutes of sleep. That's more than enough for me to operate like a regular man on a regular day. But no, I went to this house today. It was raining a lot though. It was raining quite a bit. And so maybe that's it. Maybe that's the reason why I was so sleepy, because the rain subconsciously, it made me think like, Taylor, it's bedtime. Taylor, it's bedtime. Taylor, look at me, I'm the rain. Taylor, it's me, the rain. It's bedtime. And I'm like, no, rain, shut up. It was bedtime last night. It's today right now. It's bedtime again tonight, but right now it's daytime. Rain. What, Taylor? Rain, just relax. It's coming in sideways now. Oh, Rain, you do make a good point. I am kind of sleepy. So what did I do at work? I sat down for 4 minutes and meditated, because I don't know. I remember it was one time in college, one of my acting professors was like, if you're ever a little bit sleepy, meditate, because it's kind of like it's like a micro nap. And it did kind of help a little bit. But that's the thing about that, is that I was at work and I was sleepy and I didn't like it. I hate being like lethargic, like sluggish. And what did I have for lunch? Well, let's recap. Maybe it was my lunch. Maybe there's microplastics in my lunch. I don't know. I'm tired of eating plastic bread. It was naan bread. It was naan little pitas. I love naan bread. Thank you, people of India, for giving us naan bread. Maybe it's Pakistan. Maybe it's Iran. Maybe it's Iraq. Maybe it's some other country in the Middle East. I don't know, but they gave us naan bread, and maybe they did. Maybe I'm wrong, and I don't know. It's not racist if I don't know, okay? It can be. But I'm not trying to be racist. I'm trying to just relate to you the kind of bread I had. It was naan bread. And then I had some peppered salami. And then I had some smoked provolone. And then there was some mustard on there. And then there was some mayo on there. And then there was salt. There was already pepper on the salami. It was peppered salami. Boar's Head peppered salami. Boar's Head, nope, it wasn't. The cheese was Boar's Head. The salami was imported from Italy. Salt, pepper, olive oil, and red wine vinegar. Say that 3 times fast. Olive oil, red wine vinegar. Say it 3 times fast. The end of that last one is bad. We all know from Bo Burnham's special. That's a tricky one that they snuck in there. We just pretend like we don't even notice that word is at the end of that word. Come on, cut me some slack. Give me a break. Cut me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Give me a reason not to just take a deep breath and kick my dogs up. Kick my dogs up. You know what's funny about how we frame this show, guys, is you can't tell if I'm wearing pants or not. You can't tell, and nothing is stopping you from imagining me not wearing pants and just underwear right now. Nothing's stopping you. It's not against the law. There's no rule that says you can't pretend to see that. There's nothing going on in the world where that it limits you. Now, hey, listen, there may be a restriction from crossing the Russia-Ukraine border, but there's no restriction in your mind from imagining what I might be wearing on the bottom half of my body right now, which is pants, but you can't see it. I might just have underwear on. I might have a thong on. I might be wearing a tutu, no underwear. So like I have a tutu, but my balls are still dangling down. That's how I prefer them to be, dangling down as opposed to being stuck up inside me. I wouldn't like that one bit if my balls were stuck up inside me. I'd probably go to the doctor and say, Doc, what the heck is up? Hey, Doc, could you get these unstuck? Hey, Doc, you ever seen something like this before? Hey, one of my favorite tricks is to stick my thumb through the zipper of my pants so it looks like my penis. That's a pretty classic good joke. I think we can all get behind. Pretty harmless, pretty classic. But if you see that from far away and your kids are with you, you might think it's actually my penis, and you might call the police. Don't call the police. Please don't call the police. I have things to do. Don't call the police on me. I have goals to achieve. I have stuff to get done. I can't deal with the police right now. I can't. I'm not the kind of guy that can deal with the police while also dealing with my regular life. That's so stressful. That's so much to put on one man's plate. And you know me, I always get a full plate. You know me, I always, if it's a buffet, I'm filling my plate up pretty big. Like I was at dinner last week, and my new sponsor, he makes dinner every Wednesday, and it was lasagna. And he's like, oh yeah, you're refilling up. It's like, yeah, I haven't been eating much or sleeping much, but also I always just get a big plate because I'm going to stuff myself to the gills. If I was a fish, if I had gills, if I was a merman, I would stuff myself to them. Gills would be stuffed too. My gills would be being almost pushed off my body if I was a half man, half fish. If I was a half man, half fish, look at me, look in my eyes. If I was a half man, half fish, I'd be pretty quick. I'd be pretty quick. I'd be pretty quick. You think you're not beating me in a race? That's what I'm trying to say. You're not beating me in a race. I'd be the quickest fish in the sea. And on the complimentary, I'd be the fastest man in the sea because I'm half man, half fish. So I'm the 2 Guinness Books of World Records broken at the same time. One man, one half of each of a fish of a man. One speed to be broken. 19 knots. I don't know. This half man, half fish on November 24th, my birthday, this Friday, November 24th, this Friday, Taylor Neely, half man, half fish. He's gonna break the land speed and ocean speed record for swimming fast. And he gets to break 2 Guinness Books of World Records at the same time because he's half man, half fish. He's going to be put in the Guinness Book of World Records for humans and the Guinness Book of World Records for fish. That's the kind of man I am. That's the kind of man I've always wanted to be. The kind of man that can break 2 records at one time. The kind of man that you look at and say, hey, this guy has a useless skill. This guy, he can swim fast when he's half man, half fish. But what happens when all the glory's gone? What happens when some time has passed? What happens when the Guinness Book of World Record photographers go home? What am I left with? I'm left with a goal that really didn't mean much to anyone at all except for me. What happens after the goals are achieved, huh? What happens after you accomplish what you've been hoping to accomplish your entire life? What happens after that? When the flashing cameras have gone home, when the glitz and the glamour is over, when the fireworks have ceased from what happens when the red carpet is rolled up and taken back to the red carpet factory? What happens when the big giant ribbon you cut with the big giant scissors has been sliced in half and the big giant scissors go back home? What happens after that? Your goals have been achieved. What do you do now? You go back to working a 9 to 5? No, thank you. You start an OnlyFans or Patreon, and you talk to your fans. See, that's the thing about this day and age is there's more artistic freedom than there's ever been. There's more freedom to do what you want than there's ever been, and nothing's stopping you. You can be whatever you want, but the problem with that is not everyone can be what they want because everyone wants to be rich. I think everyone wants to be rich. We can't all be rich. We can't all buy all the nice stuff. Some people have to be poor. Because at most people's course, they're pretty greedy. What do you think? What do you think if you were to surprise a person and all of a sudden they're rich? They weren't rich before, they were rather poor. Yeah, sometimes you gotta let them loose. Sometimes it's hard working out here on the fields of the fields. And, sometimes you got to let them loose. I'm a man that works hard for my money. I'm a man that works hard in the fields for my money, and sometimes you got to let them loose. I don't work all day so I can hold them back. I work all day so I can let them loose. Burps. Let them loose. Thank you. That's my voiceover audition tape. That was a big gulp of water. Are you tired of looking in the mirror and seeing dirty stuff on it? Break the mirror. Break all your mirrors. You never have to clean them again. Burn your house down. Who's stopping you? Who's stopping you from burning your house to the ground? To the ground on which your house stands. Who's stopping you? Not a single soul. Who? The fire department? Is it a crime to burn down your own house? I don't know. Is it a crime to burn money? To burn down your own house? Do you think someone has a right to burn down their own house, without needing permission if they own it? No. Even if you could do it in a manner which would prevent as much as possible the release of toxic materials and dangerous fire risk, you need a permit to ensure that were the case. You need a permit to burn down your own house. The script called for blowing up a house. Wow, or they paid him to blow up his house. They got all. But as it happens, there was someone wanted to burn down his house. I'm not sure how he got hooked up with the production company, but he ended up signing a contract where they paid him to blow up his house. They got all the necessary permits, had fire and police on site, secured the area, and blew the house to smithereens in a great fireball. The production company even paid to have the debris hauled off. So the answer would be yes, under the right circumstances. So you can burn down your house if the government says yes. You're allowed to if you get permission from the government. And who's in the government? Joe Biden. Joe Biden in a wig. Joe Biden in a dog costume. Hunter Biden. It's just the boys up there. It's just the boys in the White House. Just the boys in the White House. You think anyone's mad that the White House is called the White House? They're like, that's racist that it's called the White House. Call it the president's house. You know? I don't know. Someone's probably upset about it. Everyone's upset about everything. And I'm just here, having recently come off a relapse, just trying to enjoy myself, you know? I'm just trying to live life 1 minute, 1 day, 1 hour, 1 month at a time. Mostly 1 day at a time. 1 day at a time I can stay sober. That's all my focus right now, and everything else is just gravy. Everything else is just icing on the cake. Everything else is sprinkles on top of the cupcake. Everything else is just chocolate syrup on the ice cream. Everything else is just oil in the engine. Everything else is just grass clippings on a summer day. Do you smell it? Do you smell that summer day? I can smell a summer day at a moment's notice. I can smell anything at a moment's notice. How about this, guys? How about this? You know, I've always wanted to kind of be this guy, so, you know, what's stopping me from enjoying myself? I've always kind of wanted to just be the guy in the mask, you know? And now I am. I am kind of the guy in the mask. How do I look? You know, I look pretty crazy, but at the same time, I look pretty good. It is exciting to put this on. You know, this is what you would wear to. You could wear this for many number of things. You could wear this to. Number one, what's your mind go to right away? Rob somebody, rob a bank. Skiing and snowboarding, but they make different masks and stuff for you. I've never really seen anyone in this kind of mask. Snowboarding, because it looks silly. It's probably the silliest mask you can wear. But I look kind of good, you know. Let's be honest, I kind of look the best I've ever looked when most of my face is covered up. Because I hurt my neck today because I was carrying a couch with my head. Not a couch, a couch cushion, a couch chair. You know, like a couch chair. It's like a chair it's like a couch that's half a couch and it's a chair. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? You know exactly what I'm... Guys, it happened again. We had a technical difficulty again, and it's so frustrating it saves. Thank God for the autosave. You know, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Nick Gandy, who listens to this podcast, said he would help me out. But I was on a roll. I was on a roll figuring out what exactly I can do with this mask, and then it crapped out once again. It didn't crap the bed completely, like I said yesterday. It crapped the bed a little bit. Only a little bit of crap. It's only a little bit of crap. But what it says is when I run into the problem, I ran into the problem at 38 minutes or whatever. What it said it did was, I got it right here. It said, Audition has encountered an error reading or writing to disk. We recommend you do a save of your work and restart Audition. What could that be? What could this be? Reading or writing to a disk? Well, we're going to send it to my friend Nick Gandy right now. Friend of the show, friend of the pod, friend of both my pods. So I sent it to him, and hopefully he can take a look at it and let me know. And I didn't even preface this episode by saying why I was gonna record Sober Boys with my good friend Drew, and it didn't happen because he slipped and fell, and as he was falling, A seagull flew in front of his face and he swallowed a seagull whole. And now there's a seagull stuck in his belly, and we may never get it out of there. That seagull may never come out of his belly. I mean, seagulls fly at such a velocity. You know how like red-tailed hawks and peregrine falcons can fly 200 miles per hour. Seagulls can fly 300 miles per hour. Seagulls fly very fast, and we all think seagulls are dumb because they kind of like, they laugh at the beach all the time. We don't take them seriously, but seagulls are actually really, really, really. They do that. They do that to cover up how quick they are, how quick and fast they are. They can fly at such a rate. They can fly faster than any airplane known to man. They can break the speed of sound. They're so close to breaking the speed of light. It's just a little bit more evolution, and seagulls will reach the point where they can fly faster than the speed of light. We're just this close. All the scientists they're talking about it. They're saying, I don't know if you've heard, but seagulls are really close to breaking the speed of light. Yeah, I don't know how they do it, but they're working together. They're working together and really putting an effort towards breaking the speed of light. They're this close. They're this close to breaking the light barrier, the speed of light. I don't know, maybe we should just leave them alone. I keep running into the issue, guys. It's truly the saddest thing that's probably ever happened to me in my life. But it's going to happen again. What could it be? Recording device sample rates do not match. Please check the audio hardware. Device sample rates do not match. If it happens again, guys, I was talking about seagulls. I was moving on to something really, really good. I was discovering something really important that we were probably going to all discover at the same time together. Let's see, my friend Nick Gandy got to me. Let's see what he says. Oh, yeah, I've been there before. I'm never sure with anything Adobe either, to be honest, but I'm glad you worked it out, handyman. I'm glad you worked it out. I don't know, man. My friend Nick Gandy, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to get a Zoom, like a little Zoom recorder, thing, so I never have this problem again, because this is truly infuriating that this is something that's even happening at all. I'm not happy about this, that this is a thing that happens. I'm recording into my computer, and maybe it's recording. Device sample rates do not match. Please check the audio hardware preferences. Maybe that's it, guys. We will solve this problem one day. Zoom, not the video conferencing software, the handy recorders, they sell like a standalone thing, and maybe that's what we'll get, so we won't run into this problem again, because that's truly just a nightmare of a problem I've never had before, and I don't understand. Could be a few different problems. How I usually solve these kinds of problems with technology is spend more money. Who knows if it's going to quit on me? I don't know. We'll get Nick Gandy in here and we'll probably solve the problem. I don't know. Well, that kind of took me off steam. I bet we had something really good to talk about as far as seagulls go, but nevertheless, there's not much I can do about my computer crapping out on me. It's not the computer, it's the software. Maybe I need to uninstall and reinstall the Adobe Audition, but it really breaks my heart that this has happened more than once. It really hurts my feelings that this is something I have encountered on a consistent basis now. So maybe we'll bite the bullet and buy a little Zoom refurbished thing. It's like $200 some. It probably will be worth it, so that it doesn't just crap out on me like it's been doing, because I've had it up to here of it doing that. I don't know what the problem is. I've lost steam. I have to pee. Got my finger stuck. So just remember, happy Thanksgiving. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, happy Thursday. Seagulls are faster than you ever could have guessed. They're faster than the speed of. They're coming up on the speed of light. I think it got cut out, but I mentioned seagulls are almost going to break the speed of light. I don't know. Guys, this has been another episode. I'll figure out the problem with the technology. I don't know what it is, but we will figure it out. So thank you so much. I love you. I love you more than you'll ever be able to know, because I bet I won't ever even meet you in person. This has been Taylor Neely's show. It's been good to just do a silly fun one. I had a fun time this time, and we'll be back next time with more. Thank you so much. I'm Taylor Neely. I'm the host. I've got to pee. I hope you can look yourself in the mirror and be proud of where you're at. Thanks.